Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the 8th update to my Panna palette or Pandos palettes that I'm doing currently. So if you haven't seen my previous videos, I will have my playlist listed in the description box, so you can go and check that out. But basically last time I included a second palette because I was going through my collection and I felt like I wanted to. So if you want to know more about that, I will have my playlist listed in the description box. But basically I am panning first off the Sleek PPQ Me, Myself and I palette. And this one I have been panning since the beginning of the year. And then last month I also included the Viseart Dark Mattes. But let's start talking about this PPQ palette. So I'm gonna insert a picture of what it looked like last time. And then I'm gonna insert a picture where I compare last time and this time. So basically I have some updates to share with you, or we have some changes in the palette. So first off, let's start with the white one. My goal was to use this up, and I mean technically I didn't, but as you can see it looks a lot different than it did last time. So when I only had like a tiny bit left of the white, I decided to do like a Franken shadow. So I took some of the silver and then I took some of the gold because I thought that might give kind of like a, yeah, I don't know, I thought it would be kind of like a taupey shade. So then I mixed that and pressed that into the pan that was previously the white, and it turned out kind of white as well. So like mixing the silver and the gold like gave me this color right here, and I have been using that as an inner corner highlight just like I did with the white. So yeah, you can see that I did reheat pan in that one, but there's still a ton of product in here. So now I have a new inner corner highlight that I will be working on for a while. I have used this black, but it's really hard to see any progress. If you look really closely on the turquoise, you can see, or like the seafoam green, you can see that there is a tiny bit of progress. I have used it several times throughout the month. Same with the red. I only used it once, I believe, but if you look really closely, I think kind of the dip has grown. So not so much the pan, but kind of the dip in the eyeshadow has grown. Then I actually used this pink shade today, so you can see progress in the like grid of the pan. Like it's much, you can see it's less, there's less of a grid in like this update compared to the last update, and that is only from using it today. And then the pan has grown a tiny bit in the green as well. I used it once or twice, and then you can see I had pan in this gold, and that was because I took a chunk out of it, and then you can see the pan has grown in the silver as well, and I took a chunk out of those two to make this white. But then it wasn't a pan like after I took that chunk out, but then I have used it a few times as an inner corner highlight when I'm doing kind of like warm tone, like warm oranges or warm tone kind of chocolate browns, those kinds of looks. I have used this as an inner corner highlight, and I've been loving it, so I will definitely be doing that more in the future. I think I tried it once before and I didn't like it, but now I loved it, so I'm gonna do that a lot more. And then you can see there's a little bit of progress in the lilac shade as well. I have used it throughout the month. There is no progress in this plum shade at all because I have a shade that is like super similar in the Viseart palette, and that one performs a lot better. So I just have not been wanting to use this plum in this palette, and I don't think I will. I think I'm kind of retiring that shade. And then the gray, no progress. Can't remember if I used this, but then as I said, the silver, there is like the pan has grown, and that is mostly from mixing it with the white shade. I didn't use it that many times. But yeah, that is the progress on the Sleek PPQ palette. So then let's take a look at what the Viseart palette looked like last month, and then we can compare it to what it looks like this month. So no like drastic changes. You won't be able to see any progress. I couldn't see any progress basically from the pictures. There is definitely like a bit of wear on the green and on the blue. Those are the ones that I have used most, and also this kind of plummy purple shade. It doesn't look like it's gonna be the same color as the plummy shade in the PPQ palette, but they are very, very similar. Like this goes on a bit darker on the eye than what it looks like in the pan. So those are the ones that I have used the most, and there is like a dip forming in this shade right here, but I don't think you can tell from the picture. But I've been enjoying using this so much in conjunction with the other palette, and because of that I think next year I might do kind of like a always adding another palette. So this will be kind of like my focus palette to work on for the year, but then I will add the other palettes with no like time limit. So I will add it and then I will use it until I feel like switching it out and using something else in conjunction with this palette, because I think that might be the way that I will get the most progress out of my Panna palette as well as the rest of my collection, to kind of keep it like fun and interesting. So yeah, as I said, I've been enjoying using it this month so much. So yeah, let's talk about the weight. So this one I think weighed 103.4 last month, and then this month it weighs 103.1. So it lost 0.3 grams of product, which is an okay month. It's not my best month, but it's better than most months, I feel like. And then this actually only lost 0.2 grams of products, but I didn't like expect it to lose a ton. These are mattes as well, so I feel like using a lot of shimmer shades will kind of, I feel like they weigh more, and because of that it will lose more. So because this only has mattes, I'm not too worried about it only losing 0.2 grams of products, but there's definitely way more than that. Like only using 0.2 grams of products will take me forever to use this up. It says this has 24 grams of product in total, but then there are 3 colors missing. But yeah, I will definitely have to hopefully use more now that I'm almost I will soon be working like full-time again, and then I will be doing my makeup much more regularly. I think I won't be able to do like much color, but at least I will be using like the browns and all of those shades kind of regularly, which I think hopefully will give me more progress, because now during the summer usually if I do a look, I do kind of like an elaborated look or elaborate look, and then I use kind of like the blues and greens, but I only do those, yeah, not every day, like maybe every 3 days or so. So I haven't been wearing much makeup this month either. I definitely used less makeup this summer than I have like ever have previously, but hopefully I will be using it more every day soon. But yeah, let's talk about some looks that I've done this month. So let me pull it up on my phone. Okay, so first I just did one with a plum, and then I used the lilac shade on my lid, and this is kind of like the look I used to do a lot in the beginning of the year that I really enjoyed. And then I did this kind of blue look that I really enjoyed and you guys really enjoyed as well. So here I just put the turquoise kind of on the inner half of my lid, and then I put the blue from the Viseart on the outer half of my lid, and then I just put like a liquid eyeshadow in the center, so that is not from my Panna palette. And then this look I really enjoyed as well. Here I used the green from the Viseart palette, the matte green, and then I put that all over my eye and blended that up into my crease. I don't think I used anything else to blend it out. I just used that shade. And then I used the kind of olive green from the PPQ palette on the center of my lid, and I really enjoyed that look, as I said. And then in this look I used kind of like the plummy shade from the Viseart palette, and then I used the lilac shade from the PPQ palette on my inner half, but then I used some other shades in that look as well. And then this look I really enjoyed. This is where I used kind of like I can show you. I used this chocolatey brown kind of on my outer corner, and then it transitioned into this shade, and then that transitioned into this shade, which transitioned into like just my skin, the shade that is just my skin tone, kind of on the inner. So it went from like skin tone to that lighter orange to orange, and then to chocolatey brown on my outer corner, which I really enjoyed. And then I put the gold from the PPQ palette on my inner corner, which as I said I really enjoyed. And then also a look which I posted on my Instagram. I kind of used these two shades. Let me show you. I put this shade all over my lid and then I blended it out with this, and then I sort of went over it just with my finger and the red shade in the PPQ palette. So I really enjoy that look as well. And then I used this on my inner corner, the gold one. And yeah, those were the looks that I did with this palette this month. So definitely more than the previous 2 months, I think. Which I am happy about, and I'm happy that I included the Viseart palette, but because that kind of sparked my creativity. And then today, the look I'm wearing today, I wanted to go with something more soft because I've been using a lot of blue and dark greens and all of that during the last month and kind of fall looks. So today I wanted to do something a bit more pastel-y. So I have, as I said, the pink on my inner corner, and then I have the lilac shade on the center of my lid, and then I have the pink on the outer corners, again like on the outer crease area. But then I took the plum from the Viseart and I kind of smudged that kind of on the outer, like outer third right here. And yeah, and then I just used an eyeliner and some lashes. And then of course I used the white on my inner corner. I use that almost every single day except for when I've used the gold the past month. But yeah, that was it for my update. So far, really enjoying it, and I'm hoping to use these two palettes for the rest of this year, and then either I will just get rid of the PPQ palette since it's really old, or I will kind of pull it out and then maybe put in another palette and then use that for a time, and then I might switch it out back to the PPQ palette, so at least by the end of next year it might be gone. I don't know, we'll see. I don't have any plan. I've also talked about before how I might take what is left in the PPQ palette. Hopefully there's only like 3 shades that I enjoy using, that I want to continue using, and then I could put those in these 3 like empty pans in this palette. That's also an option that I'm kind of debating. But yeah, as I said, that was it for this update. Please give this video a thumbs up. I forgot to mention in the beginning I was going to, but I forgot. But I'm gonna mention it now. You guys are always crazy with the likes on my Panna palette video, even though they get as much or as many views as my other kind of videos. They always have a lot more likes. So it would be super cool if you could help me and give this video a thumbs up, and maybe we can hit like 150 likes. That would be super cool, and that would be more than any of my other Panna palette videos, except for I haven't checked the intro. Maybe that one has more likes, we'll see. But if we could get to 150 likes, that would be amazing. If you like this video, or if you just want to help me out, that would be awesome. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!